Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Well, it's evening here, however, clearly it could be another time of day when you watch us, wherever you're watching it from. Yes, I am drinking water and what have you, and this is meant this is meant to be a casual and relaxed video because I'm talking about 432 hertz, and I find the effect of that tone of music to be relaxing. So that's the theme. Alright, so I might as well look this up for you here. Okay, so 432 hertz is a pitch. Hertz is a pitch, which is a frequency. Okay, so you know how when you look at a music program, like this, see, the sound, the vibration is shown like this, right? That's vibration, a wave, frequency, visualized. And here I have what's called a sine wave, which if you heard this, it would pretty much just sound like doo or ooh, pretty much. So that's kind of giving you an idea of the visualization and sound. For example, if this was more drawn out, let's say it was more like, watch the cursor, like that, it would be deeper, whereas if it's more like that, it would be higher. And that's just kind of an idea of what frequency is. That I hit a button and that happened. Okay. Okay, so frequency, think of, okay, how often do you frequent a restaurant? Right? The more often you go, the more you frequent it. That's basically why it's called frequency in sound and audio. This, see how it goes down and up? The frequency is how often this goes down and up. For example, this has a lower or less frequency than this, or this. This has a higher frequency. Now the way that sounds is this would sound lower and this would sound higher. And the higher it goes, the louder it gets. So I'm just giving you a rundown of what frequency and pitch are. Now pitch is kind of simple. If you ever took singing lessons, you would definitely know what pitch is. And pitch is, how do I put it? Well, a higher pitch is higher sound and lower pitch is lower sound. That's kind of simple. Now, I won't get into all the theories and videos and everything. Well, and I guess I should read this too, I did explain it, but the quality of sound governed by the rate, as in frequency, of vibrations producing it, the degrees or of highness or lowness of a tone. So there you go, the dictionary definition, just so you get a good understanding of what pitch is. Pitch is related to frequency, because frequency is the rate of a vibration. And if this is too technical, I just hope that you understand the basic idea. Now, see, this is, just so you don't know I'm not talking out of thin air here. A 440 pitch standard. A 440 pitch standard tone for instrument tuning. Since the early 1900s or mid 1900s, I'm not too sure exactly when. I think it was around early 1950s that it became the official pitch standard of all of our music. Now, I'm not going to get into the reasons why, except that our society today, as I'm 28 years old, and I've seen a lot of life, and I can agree with this concept that it stimulates the brain. It makes people more high energy, at the same time more restless and irritable, but generally higher energy. And this causes problems in relationships and friendships and getting along with people, which in my observation is difficult for a lot of people these days, and ta-da, everyone's listening to 440 hertz music. Now, you'd think, well, that sounds dumb that they would change it. Well, I think it is, but that's beside the point. The reason, though, is economy. People who have their minds stimulated and are higher energy are better workers. They produce more product, service, whatever they do. So, as far as I'm concerned, I never read that anywhere exactly, but I'm smart enough to figure that out. Well, and plus that's the only real good reason I can see behind it. Either way, actually another thing too is people are also better workers and whatnot when they're less emotional, when they're less feeling wise, right? Oh, forget your feelings, get to work. How many times have you been told, oh, leave your problems at home, put a smile on your face, pretend you don't have problems, you're at work, you know? And so as far as I'm concerned, with all the research and everything I've done, that's the idea. Now, for me, my preference is to be relaxed, to get along with people, to, albeit maybe a little more lazy than I used to be, but very little. I don't even know if that's really, I haven't been lazy lately, and I still listen to 432 hertz music, so anyway, but basically it's a lot safer and I say more natural than smoking weed or marijuana. without the side effects. And of course it's different, you know, marijuana is a drug, but if you want a general rough idea, that's kind of one of the effects it has. But without any side effects and without altering your brain in a negative way like drugs do. So personally, I don't really recommend everyone using that recreationally, just saying. However, I do recommend 100% listening to music in what is called 432 hertz. Why choose 432 hertz? Now, I've never looked at this before, but I'm going to look at it now. So 432 hertz, I'm going to give a little background. Now this says for meditation music, and some people just use it for meditation. I do listen to regular 440 hertz music now and then myself. It's not like I hate it or don't listen to it. But anyway, most of the time though, I listen to 432. So pretty much a background is up until mid-1900s, before it was changed, history suggests that it was always 432 hertz. In fact, it was heavily enforced by kings and governments that it be 432 hertz. All the instruments played, everything, because, and it wasn't a control thing, it was, that's how I want my population to be affected, because science actually suggests that, well, not suggests, proves that vibration affects water. And I mean, if you've seen, for example, Jurassic Park, there's a scene where he has a cup of water. Here, why not give a visual? Okay, so this isn't vibrating, but it's a little visual anyway. But yeah, but as you can see, like, you know what happens to water, something hits it. Even if sound hits it, it'll do this. Like in the scene in Jurassic Park, getting back to that. The T-Rex is coming and stomping, stomp, stomp. And then it shows the glass of water in the truck vibrating, shaking. Now, the reason why I'm getting into water so much is that our bodies are so much made of water. And apart from that, fluids. And, like, yeah, basically water and blood, and the rest is tissue. Sorry to be morbid, but if you've ever seen a deceased animal, after a while they get very small because they dry up. The majority of our bodies are made up of fluid, and that affects our minds, our mood, our emotions, our health, all that kind of stuff. So I'm just giving you a clarification of how important vibration has on you. Like, have you ever walked by a construction zone and felt a little uncomfortable? Or maybe a better example, why does a noisy neighbor upset you? You don't want to hear it unless it's nice music you like. You know, it affects you. Sound, vibration affects you. Why is it so nice to talk to someone? Which, by the way, our voices are resonating in 432 hertz. That's actually another thing I've noticed since switching. My need to talk to people is still there. We're social beings, but I don't feel this strong, obsessive desire to be around people. You know, I like it, but, you know, I used to be, oh, you can't hang out? Oh, this sucks. Whereas now it's like, oh, you're busy? Okay, talk to you tomorrow. I'll just hang out. You know, which I find a lot easier to not have to depend on other people so much to feel content. That's another thing. And that's basically one reason why. When you're listening to 432 hertz, it's basically the same as hearing someone's voice. It's very comforting, especially when you listen to certain kinds of music. But basically, no matter what kind of music you listen to, it's always better to be in one of the healing frequencies, and the primary one is 432 hertz. So anyway, I'm going to go back to this article I've never read before. Alright, reason 1. 432 implies that middle A. Here you go. But the shift is enough to be physically perceived and felt in one's consciousness, and I can attest to that. The formal name for this tuning is called scientific pitch or Verdi tuning. It was proposed in 1713 by French physicist Joseph Sevier. It was also later supported by Schiller Institute starting in the 1980s, although there are reports of many instruments from around the world that have been naturally tuned to pitch 432 hitch by ear as it feels, they misspelled that, more appropriate. There you go. If you were to keep tuning even lower than simply the 8 Hz below the 440, one could argue that the sound would become too down-tuned and damp sounding, and yes, I agree. Anyway, I've never read this before, and here you go. Extremely relaxing. Now, years ago, people called me a little high-end, irritable, and now people just mention, like, my mom even says, oh, I feel tired around you because you're so relaxed. And yeah, I even ask people when I talk about this, I'm like, do I seem relaxed? And they're like, oh, totally. You're always relaxed. And that change is because of switching to 432. Let's see what else. Okay, now, this is a little out there way to word it, but an extremely powerful and effortless way to experience a deep cleansing dive within your consciousness. Again, about meditation. Now this I totally agree with, allowing for a deeper and more nurturing experience. Now, as far as I'm concerned, it does affect your attitude. I find my emotions flow better. You know, it's not like I'm some sappy emotional guy all of a sudden, but it just, you know, I actually got comments before how unemotional I was, and now if I feel something touching, you know, I'll admit, if it really moves me, I'll actually cry a little bit, whereas I used to never ever do that. And But most of all though, it's not all cry stuff, it's just I'll feel touched, or I'll feel angry but I can control it, or, well, it's not like I have to lay out all the human emotion, but basically it just flows better, and I feel it a little more naturally, I guess, as well. And I also have much better control of it too. So yeah, basically more self-control over a lot of my actions to a point. Okay, so it's basically a simple article. This is the one I always suggest. It's just a little long, and I'm not going to read it all here. You can all... Not working. Why choose 432 hertz? Google it. It's the first one that comes up. Feel free to read it. Okay, so yeah, basically the standard pitch 440 does not harmonize on any level that corresponds to cosmic movement, rhythm, or natural vibration. And here, reassuring what I said before about history, the greatest musicians, Mozart, Verdi, based their music on the natural vibration of 432. Just trying to skim through here. Oh, that's another thing. It is easier on the ears. My hearing has actually improved quite a bit. And I can also turn it louder and not get ringing in the ears after and still be able to hear. It's easier on the ears. Yeah, and like I said, many people experience more meditative and relaxing states of body and mind when listening to such music. Now for me, I listen to it so much that I'm like perma like that. I'm always kind of easygoing and, you know, the natural music, and it is very natural. Like I said, our voices are in 432. How natural do you get? No more natural than that. Now this is New Age-ish, and you know, you don't have to agree with it, what it says exactly. It works at the heart chakra, the feeling. Now, my experience is basically what I was just saying about emotion, and so you can call that heart or heart chakra, or just being more in touch with your heart, a better connection between the heart and the mind, that kind of thing. I'm trying to be respectful to everyone, whatever they believe, so that's what I'm trying to do. Yeah, and it says some people who are not able to distinguish the 8 hertz difference, which some people don't, claim they feel the music warmer due to the longer wavelength. Again, that's what I was showing you about the sine wave, the that's a wavelength. Anyway, I do always recommend, anyway, this gets into where it comes from, all that kind of stuff. This, yeah, now that I look back at this website, it is a little new agey, which isn't for a lot of people, but it is for some people. Yeah, I'm trying to give the most objective experience from my point of view. By the way, it's been over a year, definitely over a year, since I switched my entire music library, and every new CD or any music I get, whatever I care to listen to, I do convert using an audio editing program. Now, I actually was gonna show you all how to do that, but I think at the moment I've selected a song here, regular and 432. I edit it myself, so I can assure that it's the real thing. Basically, just pouring some water here, don't mind me. Pretty much, yes, if you play it on laptop speakers, it's going to sound a little nicer, I suppose, in 432 hertz. But because the ability to hear the difference is very little, and it's about vibration in your body and your mind, I find most people that I show 432 in that listen to it on a phone speaker or laptop speakers generally don't really notice, and then they're not convinced, and then they run away from the concept because it's weird and different to them, even though it's actually more normal throughout human history. But these days it's weird to people, and I even tell them, please listen to it on headphones, not earphones, headphones, and particularly higher end ones, or I guess I should say or try it with speakers, even basic cheapy. I guess I really don't have to go and show it on the store, but I feel like it. So here we go. Okay. So there you go. Something like this. I think I have the same ones actually for my laptop. Pretty much $20. This will do the trick. You know, some people say, oh, well, I just have earphones that aren't that good, or I just use my phone, or... And then it's like, okay, I respect that. But I mean, if you're going to try this out and take this seriously, you know, you have to understand that it's vibration into your body, and it's healing, and it's good for you. So I think $20 for that effect isn't exactly asking much. But I'm not asking anyone to do anything. I'm saying, you know, I really advocate this because of what it's done for me. And I mean, I'm not going to give shopping advice, but you know, I am going to say my headphones that I use are very good, and I paid $40 for them because they were on sale. You know, so it's not really hard. And that's I'm an audiophile basically, so I gotta stop myself here. And an audiophile is someone that is obsessed with good sound. Anyway, on that note, I'm gonna stop my rant, and here is an electronic song with David Guetta, instrumental. I found it kind of fitting. It's got lots of bass. And on this video, I'm going to play both songs. Probably not the whole thing. Maybe I'll see how I feel. And basically, I recommend for this part of the video, even if you pause it and get ready, I recommend getting the sound into your ears, vibrating around you. You know, shoot, if you have a subwoofer and you can use it without disturbing, please use it. You know, especially when I play 432, because that's the most difference you're going to feel. Um, anyway, I'm just gonna play the songs here. I'm gonna start with what you're used to, the 440. Okay, so there you have a sample of a direct comparison. I was wrong, as you noticed. There's a few lyrics, but I'm quite sure they didn't offend anybody. So yeah, that's kind of the sample there, and yeah. I guess there's not a whole lot left in this video to say, other than there is no way I would ever switch back to standard 440. Zero chance. Yes, I listen to it now and then and don't mind it, but usually if I'm really into a song, I'll get it and convert it. Speaking of which, that reminds me, yeah, at the end of this video I'm going to do a tutorial on how to convert your own music, and I'm going to say that, and that will be the last bit of the video, so if you don't care to watch it, that's fine. Yeah, the last little bit of my testimonial here about it. I actually crave it. I mean, I've always kind of craved music, but something always felt off about it. It's like a love-hate thing. And even if I go to a restaurant or a bar or even church, I enjoy the music, but after I just feel this kind of itch, like it's not quite what I want. Yeah, I am 100,000 billion kajillion times sold, a total 100% lifelong convert, as it were, to 432 hertz. I have, I don't know, hundreds of songs that I've converted. Every single song on my phone is 432 hertz, or at least one of the healing frequencies. Some other songs are other frequencies, but there is not one 440 song on my phone. And I did that on purpose because I don't have to worry, oh, am I listening to something that's gonna make me feel a little strange, because that's how 440 music makes me feel now. And another part of my testimonial, yes, I got into the emotions and how they flow, and I'm in control of them and all that stuff. I actually forgot until now about my brain. It functions way better. I gotta say, especially memory, wow. I used to forget people's names all the time. How many people do that? Forget people's faces. Some people would see me at work and they'd be like, why didn't you say hi? And it was very embarrassing because it's like, I didn't recognize you and I didn't want to say that. My memory was pretty bad, and now it is exceptionally well. I get comments often on, how'd you remember that? Like, how? I said that 3 months ago, and you didn't write it down and you remember and quoted? Yeah, I go on and on. My memory is, on a bad day, better than, well, sorry to say, but the average person. And on top of that, I actually decided, out of curiosity, and yes, this had to do with 432 hertz, as I had educational testing in high school. I did well with writing, really well with writing. I've always been good with that. But about 2 months ago, okay, I don't remember everything in detail. I actually did an educational test just to see, and I was way above average. The lady even said, "How did you do that? Like, I can't believe it." And I know for sure that's 432 hertz. Everything, my mind, emotions, my heart, my mood, all just is more natural, works better, more human. Yeah, I can't swear by it enough. So all I ask is try it out, give it a chance. You can search on Google, there's not a whole lot. A lot of the videos get deleted based on copyright. But yeah, you can even search your favorite songs and just type 432 after it. And it might be there, it might not. Definitely though, there is a lot of meditation music in 432. For some reason, a lot of psytrance music, hour-long meditation, upbeat music, all kinds. And that's a good start if you're not feeling ready to start editing audio right away. And trust me, it does take time to convert an entire music library. It only takes a minute or two, I'll show you after, per song. But when you have 300 songs, well, that's 400 minutes. But it's worth it. Anyway, I think that kind of concludes that part of the video, and I will start with a tutorial. For those who are not continuing, I wish you well. I hope I taught you something great, and I hope you make a good choice with your music listening. Alright. So with us starts the tutorial. There is this program, I use it, it's not the best, but it does the trick. And I'm basically just showing you the steps here. I already have it, of course. You click download Audacity. You know, if you don't know how to install a program, this isn't really doesn't help you too much. As I can click on it. Yeah, click for Windows or for Mac. It's for Mac too. And yeah, it's just just kind of a basic download and install. I'm sure there's lots of friends out there who would love to help you download something if you don't know how. I'm just gonna go back to Google because it's been a while. Now, the tricky thing about Audacity is in order to convert it to MP3, you need what's called lame MP3 encoder windows. Clearly, they have a sense of humor, whoever made that. Oh yeah, here it is. It is on this website. Here it is. So I just found it easier. You could probably search here on the website for it, but I just use Google. Just scroll down. Lame MP3 encoder. Here it says, how do I download it? and lame download page. It's a lame download page. Yes, I say a lot. Yeah, so here it is. Recommended installer package for Windows. Click on it. Downloads. It's downloading really slow. So yeah, that's it. And then, of course, you have to install Audacity before installing the lame encoder. And then, hey look, I can record my voice. Here you go. Yeah, it didn't change any of my settings. Now, for me, on this note, I'll get to that later, step by step. So I'm just going to go open sure, we'll go with that. And I have to reverse the song here. Alright, so here's a popular song-ish. So yeah, now just kind of ignore this because this is in 432. So I have to there, I just did an evil thing and put it back. So basically, here I'm going to show you, and I forgot, if you select here and hit Control and A, it selects all of it. And also what I like to do, this song is alright, but let's say there's too much silence at the beginning or end, highlight it, Control K, deletes it. I mean, there's all kinds of, even for a free program, there's all kinds of fun stuff you can do. But basically the gist of it is, if it's too quiet, go to normalize, have this selected, minus 0.3, hit OK. Here it made it quieter, which actually sometimes makes it sound better. But basically the gist of it is change pitch, and then you can either do from 440 to 432 or minus 1.818. I've done that so many times until I found out you can go to Manage, Save Preset, and you type 432 or 432 hertz, whatever you want. I already have it saved, so and once you have that, you can go User Presets, 432. I also do 528, which is another frequency. And then yeah, see, I click it, minus 1.818. And that's it. And you go to File, Export Audio. I don't really like that stuff in my, or that. And then I always label it 432 because it really helps. I noticed very easy to mix songs up when you don't have them labeled like that, and it doesn't take long. And then here what you want to do is preset. I have kind of a high-end computer with a big hard drive, so I don't mind cranking it up all the way. And you want standard for higher quality, You don't want joint stereo, you want stereo. Now, anywhere standard and up is going to sound pretty good. Medium's not going to sound very good. Then click save. And then here you can edit everything, the track title. I usually just hit clear and leave it blank. Hit OK. And then you can save it as a project, but whoops. But if you're just going to convert it and that's it and you're done with it, then, which is most of the time with me, I click no. And then here it is.
All my friends are heathens, take it slow. Wait for them to ask you who you know.
And that's it. And I'm actually going to, I'm just going to show you here. See, all these folders full of tons of music. 4.5 gigabytes of music. That's a lot of time I've spent, well worth it. And for whatever reason I have this song. And I'm going to delete that one. There. I am not very good at organizing my music. April, but that's me. Anyway, that's it. Yeah. My great desire is that more people the better in this world that switch and convert music and promote it, get the word out, especially when you try it yourself and notice a difference. It may take a month or two, especially if you don't listen to it that much, to really start noticing a major difference, but trust me, after that you will. And wish you all the best, and